Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with chapter 3 of Men of Yoshiwara, Ohgiya. We're chapter 3 of Ageha, as you can see by the title there. So Ageha's been found out of what has happened when he kissed me. He has been locked away along with Utsusemi and Gakuto. And we have been trying to get him set free, to no avail. Asagiri, though, did find us and did try and cover us and pass on a letter from Ageha to us, in which he told us not to worry, which shredded our hearts. It's like, why? I say to him, so sweet. Why is this like a heart-wrenching story? I just wanted to have a good one. I think 8 chapters. Hopefully, we will have our love. Goodness, I hope so. Alright, let's go. Let's see what happens. Spoiled Brat is the name of chapter 3. Spoiled Brat. Alright. Bring it. A few days passed by. From what I heard, Ageha and the others had apparently been released already. I stared mindlessly out the window, interrupted by frequent sighs. All I could do was regret my mistake and think of nothing but Ageha. Meanwhile, the western sun drifted close to the orange horizon. I lost track of the time as the hours blended together in my mind. Musashi, are you there? I am. When I called out, I heard him answer from behind me. The sliding door opened, but my eyes stayed fixed on the evening skies. I will go to Ohgiya tonight, arrange my time with Asagiri. Asagiri, my lady. I have made my decision. Musashi made a discouraging face and stood in silence for a moment. You will follow the wishes of your mother. Is that what you really want, my lady? Yes, please, ask me no more. Ask any more questions and my heart might waver. Regret and guilt had already troubled me enough already. Worst of all, this had all come around because of my selfishness. My actions were unacceptable for a woman of the Kitsune family. After night fell, I had Musashi escort me to Yoshiwara. Why was my heart aching so badly? The darkness between the dancing lights of the pleasure district swallowed that question. All the arrangements had been made, though rare for a place as large as Ohgiya. They accepted my visit without the tea house as an intermediary. Strange how some rules bent while others were ironclad. My heart felt empty inside more than ever. After we waited some time in the room, Asagiri showed his face. You chose me. Why the change of heart? Though I must say it makes me pretty happy. His graceful smile crumbled into a frown. I came to fulfill my duty, that's all. I see. His golden eyes stared at me with compassion. But is this what you really want? Why did it matter what I wanted? He had read my feelings like a book. Pushing away from the crimson door, he walked towards me in silence. He turned to close it with the slender white fingers that even women envy. But then a sound of trampling footsteps echoed down the hall. Miss Kaze, what is the meaning of this? His young, innocent face looked betrayed. I couldn't stand looking at them and had to turn away. At least I was glad to see him healthy after these past few days. I had worried about him almost the entire time. Miss Kaze! When he took a step closer, I glanced up without thinking. Time stopped as we stared at each other. Our gazes held until his eyes fogged with tears. His eyes were every bit as pure as the time he had bidden me farewell at the gate. Ageha! Asagiri's voice broke the silence. The young man's shoulders trembled. You sure you want to do this? You're not supposed to be in here. I know. I'm sorry. I might not have been able to bear it if you chose Gakuto or Otome. But this isn't fair. Why, Asagiri? Being able to see you again is the only thing that keeps me going. Ageha. His eyes flickered in the dim candlelight. They reflected immense sorrow and grief. All emotions I had been storing for days are about to burst forth. I'm sorry, Ageha. If only I had written that careless letter. No, this isn't your fault. Then how did anyone find out about what happened? Did someone read the letter before it got to you? I didn't show it to anyone. A booming voice, surprising for its size, shook the room. It carried down the halls into the night. An apprentice found it and read it while I wasn't there. His hands clenched his heart so tight his knuckles turned white. That was the first letter I had ever gotten from anyone but my mother or sister. That's why I treasured it so much. I tucked it away in my heart and hid it in my bag. I see. Yeah. Tears welled up in his eyes. I want my first time to be someone as kind as you. That was my wish, my dream. I glanced at Asagiri, who had been watching everything unfold from the side. Just then, a tear spilled from Ageha's eyes. He reminded me of a pure, crystal clear water flowing from a spring. Either apologize, embrace him, or wipe away his tear. Crap. Okay. Probably made the weirdest face. Crap. Oh, screw it. I'm gonna embrace him. Okay. Huh? My body moved on its own. Before I knew it, I wrapped my arms around his slender body. Nisukaze. His eyes opened wide with surprise. My actions may have startled myself even more. I'm sorry. It's like all I can do is to make you cry. What can I do to make it stop? No, this is... I was sad, but seeing your face made me happy. Oh? As he forced his smile to hold... Ooh. As he forced his face to hold a smile, another tear dropped from his eye. Just how bad had this been for him? I thought if we did meet, I'd never get to see his dazzling smile again. But here he was, longing for me. Miss Kaze. Her eyes locked together. Words couldn't describe my feelings. Was this the wild love that Yoshiwara so often bore? If so, what bittersweet emotion it was. All I wanted was to talk to you. But... I'm sorry, I wasn't sure why, but my emotions spilled out. I just wanted to get to know him. Why couldn't Yoshiwara grant me that simple wish? I reached out and clasped my hands softly around his. Asagiri smiled as he watched us quietly. Come with me, you two. You can borrow my room. Let's have a nice chat. Just the three of us. His generous act gave us a time together with a pleasure gesture, wouldn't it? Asagiri invited us into his room. Okay. As a welcome first by sweet and relaxing scent. It smells nice in here. Ageha lifted his nose and inhaled as much as he could. Ageha, it really does. I love the smell of incense and flowers. When I smell something like I can't help but take it in. What is it today, Asagiri? Muskroot or aloeswood. I forgot which. Yeah, I like it. Ageha smiled with a pleased face. What's your favorite smell? Me? I like incense a lot, but the smell of flowers is my favorite. Which flower? Any of them, really. Oh, wait. There was one that a trader introduced me to. What was it? Ageha looked around quizzically as he tried to remember. If you think of it, tell me. I'd like to know your favorite. Okay. Quickly with a short reply, reminding me of a child. Ageha, you aren't going to impress the ladies if you talk like that all the time. Huh? He covered his mouth and his eyes flared with surprise. Oh, that's right. Gakuto's... Oh, that's right. Gakuto's always trying the same thing. You've got lots of practice ahead of you if you want to become a good courtesan. Practice? It must be rough for you. Huh? By practice, I mean... Don't say that. You'll make Kaze sad. Gay flicked his head around like a frightened animal, with a slight broad chuckle to my lips. Don't laugh, it's embarrassing. Sorry. But I think you're very expressive and you talk just fine. I always lose track of time when talking to you. Really? I'm so glad to hear that. He exclaimed excitedly. It was clear that there was no shred of falsehood in his words. Talking to you feels like talking to a long-lost friend. You're so upfront and honest and adorable. Was that because you just raised by such loving brothers? What about me? What kind of person was I in his eyes? Oh, but I always wish I could be manlier like Gakuto or Utsusemi. His brows furrowed on his troubled face. Had he been hurt by my compliment? If so, I felt bad for saying it. But because he was so honest, I could be too. He laughed, slightly embarrassed. But I'm really glad with the way things are. Me too. You don't need to change anything, I replied, believing that from the bottom of my heart. My heart? Okay. That was weird. I'm like, nothing's happening? After a long time talking with Ageha, Asagiri allowed a huge lawn leaned up in bed. While we were talking, he apparently lied down and started drinking alone. He set down the tray holding his cup and bottle of sake. Sorry, but I've got to step out for a bit. I completely forgot the manager wants to speak with me. Then I should... It's okay, you stay here and keep Kaze company. Thank you. Asagiri walked out of his bedroom after flashing us a kind smile. Of course, that meant the two of us were alone in the room. No, I'm kind of nervous. Isn't this the first time we've been alone together? Yeah, I guess so. Putting it into words made it much more awkward. I had to look away from his face. Miss Kaze? His big round eyes stared at me with worry. Ageha? Yeah? After some thought, I looked back and returned his gaze. Could you stop calling me Miss Kaze? You don't like it? That's not it. It's just, now that we know each other better, it just sounds so distant when you say it like that. He tilted his head and looked at me curiously. If you're okay with it, can I just call you Kaze from now on? He asked with an innocent smile. He looked back, slightly embarrassed. That's fine with me. After all, with what you did the other night, I remembered back to the banquet. The memory of that sake sweet kiss came to mind. As the thought warmed me up, I covered my lips with my fingers. His face quickly blossomed into a bright red. I don't remember it at all. I'm sorry. Was it really that bad? His eyes turned weakly as he stared at me. I pinched my bottom lip between my fingers. It wasn't so bad. Actually. Really? If it was, I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't be here talking to you. His eyes widened and he looked at me in shock. But he quickly shrunk down and tucked in his shoulders. That's an odd reaction. I'm complimenting you. What the heck? I still shouldn't have done it. But I wish I could at least remember it. Yeah. If I had the choice, would I want him to remember? It had been my first kiss, I meekly asked in a quiet voice. first time that's happened? Do you always get like that? Do you get drunk easily? First time that's happened. Do you always get like that? First time that's happened? First time that's happened? You really think that happens every day? Even if I drink for it to get that bad. He fumbled for words with his eyes danced away from me. It's not fair I forgot everything. That was my first kiss with a girl too. His face looked downright forlorn. Would I have felt the same way if the tables were turned? Without a doubt, I thought. I stared upwards into his tiny face. Miss Kaze? Wait, sorry, it's just Kaze now. He covered his mouth as if troubled. Why don't you practice saying it? My heart fluttered in anticipation. Just what had come over me to ask that? Okay. Kaze? Does it sound strange? His question prodded my heart. I reached out and touched his hand resting on the floor. It's not strange at all. I like when you say it. His fingers locked with mine, slowly as if afraid of what might happen. They intertwined. A deep breath of scented air tried to calm my racing heart. But then our fingers brushed against something solid. Is this Asagiri's cup? The scarlet cup was decorated with a gold leaf inlay of delicate flowers. The vivid red stole my gaze, hypnotizing me. Ageha? He looked towards me, his face painted red by the glowing warm flames of the lantern. What is it? Kaze? As if drawn together, our faces came nearer. I'm trying to figure out what was the point of the cup, and now we're just... Okay, back to what we were doing. Random cup. His soft lips trembled as if wanting to say something. Do you think I could kiss you again? Huh? It's not fair for only you to remember. His fingers pulled away and curled around mine once more, as if waiting for something. I was too afraid to take the first step. You want to do it again? I felt his breath. It was fast and warm. It was the same as mine. I think so. Again. Our fingers came together once more. Let's forget it ever happened and do it again. No? I thought to myself. The kiss? The kiss? Yeah. His pleading eyes made me too afraid to answer, so I slowly nodded. And this is inside her head. Sorry. Kaze. My eyes caught by his gaze, he ran his fingers through my hair. I calmly glanced once about the room. Taking the nearby cup in hand, he took one quick sip of the sake. Why are we getting drunk again? I watched his slender throat as he lifted it back, and then a butterfly landing on a flower, his lips gently pressed against mine. Kissy, kissy, kiss. Kissy, kiss. It was a tender kiss. It felt fresh, as if it were truly my very first. Perhaps because this time my eyes weren't tied shut. He kissed me deeper, enough so that the warm liquid spilled into my mouth. It was sweet, yet bitter, the flavor of adults, but at the same time crisp like the first spring leaves. Both the sake and the kiss were enough to make my mind spin. Kaze, so soft. My throat trembled as I swallowed. A burning sensation trickled down my throat. I'm sorry. Ageha? Our long kiss finally came to an end. I opened my eyes slightly, peeking at his face. It was softly shining from the faint lights of the dim room. That was our first kiss, right? Yes. As we glanced at each other, my face whirled with heat. The remaining sake I licked off my lips and swallowed, warming my throat. The warmth inside of me wasn't just for the sake. His slim fingers traced along my lips as if making sure they were real. Kaze, I want to stay close to you. Me too. Even if the pleasure district wouldn't permit it, I want to be with this man. I want to know him more than anyone else. Was this love that everyone spoke about? He gave me a little time to even think about it. Kaze? Once more his lips fell upon mine. Those innocent, youthful lips of his. They were like a budding flower, fragile and sweet. Well, that just got all hot and heavy. Yay! Hot and heavy. Oh my gosh, wow, that was getting a bit steamy, and I think some of my voices at one point until I started cracking up and laughing partway through. Because I thought it was her saying it, and the rest was him, and it was like, ooh, he just got really girly. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye guys. Kaze heading on out now. Bye.